G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in over on the east of the map, we've got 3DB. I think it's the first time in this game, in Age of Empires 4, we're going to be casting this game, and already we're seeing some pretty cool stuff from him. So for anybody who missed that, we saw the town center pop that was just going on right there, and it also looks like he is going to be popping out a scout super duper early, and then straight into a villager that looks to be heading towards the wood line at this stage. So we're going to be analyzing his build order. Keep in mind, we are in the post-patch period right now. The PPP, the triple P threat, you know how it is. And we're going to be looking exactly how he is playing China, because as you can see in the top right-hand corner, he is quite high ranked at the moment. So he is a Russian player. So if you would like to see more from him, if you enjoy listening to Russian players, or if you speak Russian, I'm going to leave a link in the description to his Twitch channel, because I have seen him streaming over there. I've never spoken to him before, but I have seen him streaming before. So he's quite a good player. Let's talk about who he's going to be going up against and what civ they're going to be playing. He's going to be going up against Tungdil 12. Now, I don't know what Tungdil 12 means, so we're just going to be calling them Tungdil 12. Probably just shorten it to Tungdil. But we're going to be playing the Mongols today and opening up with an early stable. Now, I'm very much looking forward to this matchup and looking forward to the interactions that we are going to be seeing between these two civs, because I've seen this matchup a couple times before. I used to play it back in the day, but you guys will know that, you know, in the most recent patch, horsemen have been nerfed considerably. So I think it's unlikely that we're going to see any early horsemen out of Tungdil, and we do indeed see those scouts coming out first. So both players opening up with significant amounts of scouts. Now, I have watched a number of 3D's games, or 3DB we'll call him, because that's his name, and he always opens up with a scout as the very first thing from his town center. So it doesn't actually go villager, just goes straight to the scout. And there's a couple reasons why he does this, but essentially, he's actually going to be playing for, at least I'm assuming, if he's playing the same game plan that he plays normally, professional scouts with China, and he's going to be playing 1 TC, at least initially 1 TC. He's going to be looking to steal the hunts of his enemies, and he is very, very cheeky with how he does it. So I've actually seen he has dove the enemy town center with 7-8 scouts and dove underneath the town center, picked up all of the deer carcasses, and actually gotten out of there. So I'll be looking forward to see whether he does that again today. So essentially what he'll do is he'll go and grab all these deer carcasses in, and then, you know, and then his own, and his opponent might go and grab his own deer carcasses. You know, he might get 7 out, or he might get, you know, 14. He will then go after the fact and then go and steal them. It's so sneaky. I absolutely love it. I think it's going to become a meta thing that we're going to see. Maybe even people sort of forced to wall in their own deers in their own base, just because people are so cheeky just stealing it. But one of the things to note, by getting out this early second scout, so obviously he's out on the map, he's securing more sheep than his opponent is. I say that, but he hasn't really secured a lot. He's got 4 on this sheep, he's about to pick up the 5th one. He's got 2 up here on the other scout, about to pick up a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th potentially. So it does happen sometimes where your line of sight for the scout is here, but you don't actually run past and hear that ding of the pickup because you're still a little bit too far away. So it looks like he is going to end up picking up the 1st of the sheep, 2nd of the sheep coming across. Now, I don't know where the 3rd one is. Oh, there's the 3rd one. Must have been hiding under the sacred site banner that was there, but going to be looking to transition now up to that castle age very shortly, and you can see how aggressive his opponent is being right now. Tungdil has the 4 scouts out at the moment. He's looking for something to siege, I think. Actually, I take that back, 6 scouts out now for his opponent. So I think he's looking for something to siege. Obviously doesn't really have too much that he can actually hit from the Chinese base. All of these are quite close. Now, I'm curious whether he'd be able to siege this down. I suspect he probably would, but I've got a feeling that this range here is not actually correct. Yeah, it is definitely not correct, as we see the that all-important hand cannon coming out and just focusing down those scouts. Age up going to be coming through now, going for the Imperial Academy. This is the new Chinese meta, or at least that's the one that 3DB is doing at the moment. So you can see it looks like this mill might actually be missing out on this buff, but he is going to pick up the lumber camp, does pick up the mining camp with this buff. You can't see the AoE, but you can tell by the little plus sign that is above them as to his success here. So still got those 2 scouts out, and now moving a lot of villagers over towards gold. You can see in the transition period, he has built up a huge amount of wood that has been brought in. And so with this wood, he's going to be dropping down a stable. Okay, so that's a 150. He's going to be researching professional scouts, so that's 75. So that's 225. And then he's also going to be getting another house. In addition to that, he's then going to put more villagers over onto wood. and he will begin horseman production, but we'll have to see exactly how he plays it. And now actually coming over to steal his enemy's hunt preemptively, so already putting the shots into it. Now keep in mind, he is looking to age up pretty quickly here. We see his opponent with 5 villagers on the deer stones. He's got 4 on his Imperial Academy, which means that he's going to be able to get up much faster, the equivalent of 8 villagers on that right now, because China do obviously go up faster. Now he's hit that age up. Professional Scout's going to be coming in any second here for 3DB, and actually going to be losing a scout there. Might be losing a second one here. Is he going to have to do a little bit of a shift in his playstyle? We do have the stable going down with 4 villagers here, so the equivalent of 8 villagers, because China does have that all-important, whatchamacallit, the build speed, rather. But going to be going just straight for an early horseman. I think looking to repel these scouts. You can see just how oh, he's actually coming around the side. This is very nice. I think he's trying to pick this one off before. Oh my gosh, you can see that the Khan is trying to pick it off, going underneath the town center, and 1 HP right now. He does manage to kill it, but he's probably going to lose the Khan for it. Khan does go down. But the good thing for his opponent at this point, for Tungdil, sorry, is that he is delaying this professional scout's aggression. So you can see, I think he's actually just decided he's not going to do it, because he lost that scout. There was a lot of early aggression coming out from Tungdil, and he said, you know what, I'm not interested in doing it. We can see that he's just going full horseman at this point. Typically what we would see is him going 7 scouts, so he's not going to be doing that here. And we'll have a look at his opponent, see what Tungdil is up to. We don't have any tech coming through on the Gur at the moment, but is going to be dropping down a barracks, also going to be dropping an archery range and a blacksmith down here as well. Going underneath that town center, got to be so careful, all those scouts getting on inside. And keep in mind, these scouts, oh gosh, these scouts are potentially going to be able to pick up that professional scouts technology. We can see he's got enough gold for it at the moment, but is not going for it. But one thing to note, that China can choose to do it. We actually see professional scouts coming in right there for China. China can choose to go their scouts very, very quickly at short notice, because one of the things you will note over here, this professional scouts, it's going to cost, you see 75 to 75, but it takes 1 minute and 15 seconds. For China, it's 3 times as fast, so it takes a much shorter amount of time. I think it's less than 30 seconds. You can see, yeah, probably about 25 seconds there. Now just going to be working on the Gur. He's got some horsemen out here. Now, obviously, horsemen have been not buffed. They have been nerfed against pretty much every unit except for archers, which they've kind of still been nerfed against in the most recent patch. So he is going to be able to utilize these in a way, but he's obviously got that mobility. You can see him beginning to move out around his enemy's base, but now going to be able to pick up these scouts, and we see them ferrying in the deer across the map. So we'll have a look how many he manages to get up. I see 2 scouts out. That's the 3rd scout there. We're going to count these 4, 5 scouts. And then there's 6, and then there's number 7. So going for 7 scouts. Now, what he's going to do is drop them on this mill. And this whole time, he's buffing this up with the Imperial official. And so not only are you now taking one of the fastest food sources in the game and making it safe underneath your mill, but you're also getting an extra 20% resources that you're doing that with. You can further, compound that by getting survival techniques, getting wheelbarrow as well, but now actually going to be taking the 2nd hunt from his opponent here, and you can see him hunting with these all-important horsemen. But one of the things to note, what makes China so strong in doing this strategy, is they only need 1 stable. So they only need to make 1 stable, and I want to talk about that and break that down about why that is so annoying for the Mongols. So Mongols, okay, they are in a league of their own when it comes to production. They put 1 barracks down, they make 2 units. They put 1 archery range down, they make 2 units. Okay, but all of a sudden China comes along, and they put a single stable down, and guess what? They make 3 units in the same time that the Mongols makes 2. They are the only civilization that has this ability to technically they're not batch training, but it is essentially the equivalent of batch training because of how fast they are making it. So it means that China doesn't have to invest in all of those extra resources to get out units onto the map and actually deal with Mongol pushes like this one. So now 3DB, he's going to be looking to drop down his blacksmith. You can see he's getting the +1 armor, looking for that iron undermesh, and a bit of a difficult spot right here. He doesn't have anything up to really defend this position. You see the market going to be going down now. He's looking to balance it out. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see a barbican just drop down. He's probably just going to sell some food immediately because his gold is all the way at the back here. So it's just easier for him to get the market. Let's see what he does. Gets the market and nothing yet. Nothing yet. Still watching, still waiting, still patiently waiting. Still no rebalance just yet. Okay, there we go. Now he's sold. And I'm expecting a barbican right here. There it is. All right, so going to put down that barbican. He realizes that his food is in a little bit of danger. But speaking of danger, we got a battering ram coming in, and it looks like towards the north, his all-important scouts have already run up that way. Now, he's got plenty of deer carcasses in here. He should have 14 deer carcasses, which is a lot. But keep in mind, he is going to be under pressure. 14 villagers putting up this barbican right now. He wants to get this up super duper bad. He's going to be able to get it up. And we see those horsemen running in. They do have that +1 upgrade we talked about. So now they've got that 2 ranged armor, so super duper happy against these archers. So only going to be doing 4 damage, so not a whole lot of damage going to be coming through, and actually doing a great job cleaning up these hunts towards the north here as this barbican slowly but steadily goes down. On the back line, we do have an archery range coming up. He is supervising the archery range and going for Chokunu. So this is the Chinese unique unit. He's looking to come in towards his battering ram. Ideally, this battering ram should be sitting up here in this position, but it's not particularly exposed at this point. Now, keep in mind, the barbican can go down. He is absolutely fine. Scouts going to be running in now. So these scouts have just dropped off a batch of deer, and now they're going to be coming out. We see all of the back line, the horsemen coming out here. Not a lot of archers to be able to deal with these hardened spearmen. They don't have their +1 armor, so if the Chokunu do come out, they're going to be able to deal with this. But this barbican is going to be going down, but really not going to be losing a lot here for the Chinese player at this stage. Now, we see 3DB looking to get in a pretty decent surround here. Spears on the front line, villagers getting in on the mix, and ideally what he wants to do is just force these spears to attack something other than these all-important horsemen. The horsemen doing a pretty decent job of getting in on the back line, but still a significant amount of units here for his opponent. We've got Tung really doing quite well. Now looking to focus down the Chokunu on the back line. We're not going to lose a lot of villagers here. We'll take a look and see whether he's got that all-important upgrade. Indeed, he does have his textiles, so 3DB not skipping a beat, and the Chokunu look like they're actually going to be able to hold, so he does lose the landmark. But keep in mind, that was simply put up there as a bait. He wanted that to happen, because if he loses this infrastructure, this is where it starts to get real dicey for him, because this town center is super duper important. Managing to hold 3DB looks very strong at this point. And let's talk about the positions that they're in. 3DB has a safe food source. He has a very strong food source. You can see just how much tax is sitting right now in this mill at the moment, a huge amount. He has picked up that all-important upgrade for his Imperial officials, so these guys are going to be able to pull in 40 gold from each of these trips. But obviously that works out to be 7 trips right there, so quite a while to go before that one gets fully exhausted. But nonetheless, he's got 4 Imperial officials out at this point. 37 villagers. We'll take a look over at his opponent, Tung Dil, sitting at the moment on 34 villagers himself. So the economic advantage definitely going over to 3DB at the moment, up by about 4 villagers, 4 Imperial officials, so pretty decent. And not to mention all of these deer carcasses right here. That's 6 carcasses right there. There's a further 5 that are right there, and obviously he's got all of those here. He's got this hunt behind his base, which is his safe hunt as well. It's behind his base, you know, on top of it, so he can always go drop a mill out on that if worse comes to worse, but he doesn't really need to get that in. You did see that was his further out hunt. He did get all of those in. He's taken both the hunts of his opponent, and he is in a commanding lead at the moment, in my opinion, just simply because he has managed to hold. So the Chokunu were really what was so impressive here. I'd love to see him get this +1 upgrade, the Steeled Arrow. We'll take a look at his opponent, who has got the +1 upgrade himself for defense, so getting that all-important armor. And we'll have a look over at their base and see exactly what they're up to. So we do have the blacksmith. No improved siege engineering at this point. No need to spend that all-important stone just yet. And continuing to funnel or move units out. And we can see that he's having trouble. You know, he's up here expanding on berries. There was a raid coming in there at the same time. A bit of an attack on this, but this is the consequence, right? When you don't go professional scouts because you don't have the aggro advantage, you got to fall back onto these berries. Now these berries, that one's sitting on 0. For some reason, it still appears on the mini-map. But it essentially puts you in a very, very difficult position, because now your food source is starved. You've got to begin to transition into farms or pastures for him. But now Chokunu on the front line. He's got 18 Chokunu here. He's going to be super duper happy with these guys. Still no +1 upgrade. He's trying his best to get it in, but it is burning down. You can see the villagers actually trying their darnest to get in. I think he was supervising it in because it's managed to come through right in time, and he's able to take this fight. You can see that he's got 21 Chokunu in here. Compare that over to his opponent, who's sitting on 16 archers at the moment. He doesn't really need to move back. He can just trade all he wants here, and he's going to be super duper happy with this. Villagers now going to be coming in as well for 3DB. We'll take a look how many villagers there are. There's 13 villagers there, and you can see 3D is going to be able to hold this one very easily. No second town center going down for him. He's playing this one mono in mono, and the Chokunu actually looking very, very strong at this point. And I got to tell you what, I'm impressed with the new China. I'm impressed with 3DB. He is playing incredibly well here, and he's holding on by the skin of his teeth. But I tell you what, this is the optimal Chinese play style, holding on by the skin of your teeth. Rams doing their best to try and push in, but obviously the villagers always going to be here to meet it as well. Battering Rams are going to have even a difficult time against the Chokunu, which absolutely sliced them up. That's 11. That's 33 damage a pop coming right into the Battering Rams. They do have that all-important 30 armor, but, you know, 5 damage versus 30 armor. It's still going to be 1 damage. Villagers back up here safely now for Tungdil. Tungdil going to be slowly getting sieged down with these Battering Rams. You can see him trying to 3DB trying to put him into a little bit of a block, but he did the old 1-2. He managed to make it around, but at this point the scores do look to be even, but I would say China's got a significant advantage. The fact that they've managed to hold on this successfully so far, they haven't lost a lot of villages. They're at 47 villages at the moment. Tungdil sitting on 30 villages. That must have been an absolutely huge raid that hit up towards the north here, with only horsemen as well. So doing a really decent job and continuing to chase back this Battering Ram now at the moment 3DB is doing. Back towards his base. Barbican not being healed up, but, you know, he doesn't need the Barbican. He's still got this Dynasty. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So even if your landmarks die, you still retain your Dynasty. And we saw the spear actually attack moving and meeting one of the charges there of the enemy cavalry units. But now we can see that trade beginning to happen. He's got the +1 armor, the +1 attack, both players having that. But the Chokunu should effectively trade against these all-important archers here. They're trying to do their best to hold on. They have got a significant nerf with regard to their health. They've got the same health as the archers, but they've got way more attack. So these guys are doing 4 damage to each of the archers per shot, which makes a total of 12 attack. And compare that when you've got the attack speed as well. We've actually got a lower attack speed, or a faster attack speed on the Chokunu as well. So they are very effective pound for pound fighters. I think we've got an archer mixed in here as well. Yeah, a single archer probably accidentally being made there. More Chokunu coming out now as well. And these units are looking very strong. It really begs the question, are they maybe a little bit overtuned at the moment? I tell you what, I don't know whether they're overtuned, I don't know whether they're undertuned. It's probably too early to tell, but in this game, they are looking viable. That is to say the least. They are looking very good, but one thing's to note, they do have slower movement speed, 1.12 movement speed. Compare that to the 1.44 movement speed. It's normally 1.25 movement speed of the normal archers. So once they do have that larger mass, they're able to get outnumbered pretty easily, and you can't really run away with them. But you can see 3DB going to be able to push his opponent back now. Another raid coming up towards the north. Just a single horseman coming up here and being super duper annoying. And going to be able just to poke these villagers down. They do not have their textile upgrade either. And we could actually see the Chokunu moving up towards this direction. Indeed we do. Town Center is going to try and spot it out. Gur moving into the wood line here. But now the Chokunu just going to be coming up and isolating this. And this is a consequence of professional scouts. This is part of the reason why professional scouts is so damn bloody good. This is it. This is literally it right now. He is sitting on a very safe mill underneath his town center, and his enemy is idled. That is the story of professional scouts. If you can professional scouts and get away with it, you pretty much win in this current in the current way the game is played. Just because you're going to have so many more food, or so much more food income. And now we can see finally his enemy is moving over to pastures, but it feels like too little, too late at this point. Probably a bit too much aggression. He probably, you know, if you're going up against an opponent who's going professional scouts, I feel like you almost need to play the long game in a way and just say, okay, well, look, you've got the short-term advantage with the deer. I'm going to do my best to try and invest in something else. Obviously, Tungdil said, I'm going to try and invest in an all-in and try and push you and kill you. But with the new China, it's looking pretty damn good. You don't even need to go for that second town center anymore. The one town center is all that you need with this new China, just because of how attractive these units are. It's very nice to go and get that dynasty up as quickly as possible, that Song dynasty. But you can't actually see it at the moment. But now going to be cleaning up these villages towards the north. 3DB at the moment sitting on 62 villagers. His opponent, Tungdil, sitting down on 29, so more than double the villager count. And this Gur going to be going down. God, that Gur got melted. I don't think it's got any armor when it's moving about like that, and it just got absolutely shredded by the Chokunu. These guys are basically doing 15 damage a pop there. That's like a Springald. Those things are crazy. Tungdil now moving down his Uvu towards the south, but once again, like, we're in this difficult spot where he's got 10 villagers on food, but 2 pastures. That, like, the issue is his food economy, and he's got to sit here, and he's got to wait, and the whole time his opponent's like, dear. Just like there's so much. Like he's just got so much food. And remember, he also started with the double scout as well, so he was able to gather up more sheep. So you can see he's still got a single sheep that's alive here underneath the mill. And now only he's actually brought in this this last hunt. I think he made a single scout to bring in this last hunt and just really play it super duper safe with that. So very nice play from him. Now going to be moving over towards his opponent's base, obviously reaching the third age, going up with that all-important landmark. And it looks like he might even be thinking about Imperial, but his opponent just tapping out right there. Tongue deal 12, tapping it out, saying, you know what, the new China is too damn good, too damn fast, too damn pretty. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this casted game. Make sure you check out 3DB. I'll link his Twitch in the comments below, as well as in the description. So make sure you go say good day, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.